Hello everybody, Smokey Smokes here. Going to be doing yet another tobacco review. This one's going to be on Cornell Diehl Plantation Evening. Now I've had this before, occasionally here and there over the past few months, but I don't quite remember what it tastes like. I have a whole bunch of different English blends. If you're a pipe smoker, you probably understand. You kind of forget how certain tobaccos taste after a while, so you go back and revisit them. But this is a tobacco made up of Turkish, aged Virginias, Perique, and Latakias. That's it. It's touted as being a mild to medium-bodied English blend. And in the past previous videos when I've been smoking tobacco, I've probably been packing them a little bit too tight. So this time, I'm going a lot more loose than I usually do. So anyway. Down lightly. Now, right away you taste the, what really stands out to me with this tobacco is the Turkish and the Perique. Now, like I said before, Perique is kind of like a chameleon. It blends in with whatever. Its flavor can completely change based on what you put it next to, and it can be absolutely disgusting if you put it next to something in particular. I think Cavendish. Don't quote me on it, but there's a certain tobacco it becomes horrible with if you mix it together. But this is very... It's kind of sweet. That's got to be the Virginias. Virginias are sweet, but it's very creamy. It's got a creamy flavor. I think that's the Turkish. Turkish has a very, it's similar to, what's the name of the tobacco? It's escaping me. Burley. It's kind of similar to Burley. It has that same kind of body to it. It's like a base. It's like a cream, but it's a little bit more flavorful. It tastes like it's thick. You know, it tastes like there's a lot of rich flavor there. It's a rich flavor, which I really like. And at the end of it, there's just a little bit of a hint of spice from the Perique there. So this is really, really good. I really like it. Very unique flavor. And of course, Latakia, or Latakia, however you want to say that, is in there too. But it's somewhat of a... not an afternote, but it's not in your face. It is smoky. It's smoky, spicy, creamy, a little bit sweet. I would say medium-bodied. Really outstanding English blend. I think most people, if you like English blends, you would like this. I think it's like almost no matter what kind of English blend guy you are. If you really like the super smoky Latakia stuff, or do you like the lighter, sweeter stuff? This is kind of a middle of the road, like it'll float everyone's boat type of smoke. But it's unique too. It's not like most tobaccos you've tried before. It's very interesting. I really like it a lot. And I know I'm puffing on it quite a lot, but when I do reviews, I tend to do that. Like when I'm just relaxing, I'm smoking outside, I can just puff on it here and there, and I think and contemplate things, reflect on the day. But or if I'm smoking in the morning, then I think about other stuff. But during a review, I'm just focusing on the flavor, so maybe I shouldn't be puffing too much, because then I'll get tongue bite, and I'll burn out the tobacco. You don't want to smoke most tobacco, especially aromatics. Not so much English blends, but aromatics especially. In particular, you smoke a little too fast, you're going to burn out the flavor. It'll just taste like ashes very quickly, depending on how cheap it is. But my face is always like really shadowy. It's a partially cloudy day. It's November 1st, 2017. Fall is upon us. Fall is finally upon us. It's really awesome. Love seeing all the leaves and stuff everywhere. Slightly brisk today, but it's not very cold either. Light jacket. Fall is just absolutely, I would say like the best season to smoke in is the fall. I love smoking in the winter time when there's snow everywhere. It's awesome. I just don't like it when my feet are all, they get all soaking wet with snow and stuff, but when I'm sitting, obviously. And I don't like it if it's way too freezing cold, obviously, but if it's a fairly cold winter night, those are really awesome to smoke in too. Fall is perfect though. It's not too cold, not too hot. Summer smoking during the night is really cool, like when it's warm outside at nighttime. But during the day, if it's all sweaty and dirty, I don't want smoke in my mouth, so. Every season's got its ups and downs when it comes to smoking, but fall, to me, is like optimal smoking weather. And I know I'm just blabbering on about nothing, not even talking about the tobacco anymore, but I'm trying to make conversation. Because you're just watching a guy smoke. It would be really boring if I didn't say anything at all and I was just smoking it, but maybe some people would find that entertaining, I don't know. Starting to get a little bit of a nicotine buzz, so I'm going to set this down for a little bit, because I've been puffing on it so much, but flavor hasn't really changed yet. It's still there, it's still got that creamy, spicy, sweet, kind of moderately, like medium, lighter bodied type thing going on. It's really good. So far I have no complaints about it. It's a really, really good, unique tobacco. And believe it or not, oftentimes the names of the tobaccos are what sell me on them. It's really stupid, and that's the whole point. Like titles when it comes to foods or drinks or whatever, they want to sell it to you with a name. Plantation Evening just sounded cool to me, I don't know. I feel like an evil, rich plantation owner. Not that that's a good thing, but it's cool. I don't know what I'm saying. Okay, so I'm going to stop recording, and then I'm going to bring it back up when my buzz goes away, and then I'll let you know the verdict. I've returned. Flavor is very similar, still probably about halfway done now. A little bit more smoky, I think. That could just be the ash buildup, but very consistent flavor overall, though. It's very good. I've had tobaccos that just lost their flavor almost instantaneously. Yeah, I'm a huge fan of very natural tobaccos. You know, like they get the flavors purely from different kinds of tobacco blends, not necessarily adding syrups and flavorings to it. Not that there's anything wrong with those tobaccos. Some of those can be absolutely delicious, but for the most part lately I've been leaning towards natural type tobaccos. Sometimes they call them non-aromatics. There's one, I'll have to get it again. I can't remember the name of it, but I got it from pipesandcigars.com. I don't remember who made it, but it tasted like mushrooms. Like a moist forest floor. And it was mushroomy. It was really good. I really loved it. It was really interesting. I have to remember the name of it, but I think I'll annotate it in, but whatever. Yeah, when aromatics are done right, the higher quality ones, they can be absolutely amazing. You know, I noticed during the day, when it's bright out, or it's like midday like it is right now it's about 5 p.m., I want English blends. But when it's nighttime and it's dark out, I tend to want to get aromatics. I don't know. What are your smoking habits? It's like time of day, time I've been awake, and all that kind of affects what I want to smoke, what I'm in the mood for. And that applies to anything. It applies to drinks, applies to food. But yeah, English blends are kind of like a breakfasty / anywhere during the day type of smoke for me. I'm not much of a morning smoker usually, but when I wake up, oftentimes, like if I were to smoke anything, which is really rare, it's very rare I smoke like soon after I wake up, but when I do, it's an English blend I want to have. It's kind of like coffee, I guess, I want something a little bit more bitter, a little bit more strong in the morning. But then during the nighttime, it's like you want something sweet, it's like dessert time, so maybe that's why I like aromatics at night, English blends in the morning. Flavor's still very good. Again, if anything, I'm tasting more of the Latakia, but that could just be a complete placebo. Maybe it's exactly the same. I don't know. And I've been puffing on this a lot, so it's I would consider this a high quality, well constructed tobacco. What I consider to be a low quality tobacco would be something that the flavor burns out very quickly. Oftentimes it's very cheap, kind of crappy tobacco, but they throw on a bunch of artificial flavorings onto it, and the reason they lose their flavor so fast, generally speaking, is because the flame literally burns them out. It burns it all off in the tobacco if it's not cured correctly or properly, or cured well, is what I meant to say. It's really good. I guess I'm not going to edit this one. Usually I like to cut out a lot of the parts where it's silent for a minute or so, but this video, raw and uncut. And yeah, it might be more boring, but the upside to having a video raw is because you kind of get a feeling for how much they're legitimately like smoking, and like how much that affects the flavor, if anything. If a video is edited a bunch, you're not actually sure how much you missed or how long they actually were smoking when they cut that portion of the video. But for now, I'm going to call it quits. There's still a good amount in there. I'd say there's another like quarter left. But the flavor's still really good. It's just I just don't feel like smoking anymore. Again, I'm puffing really fast. I'm getting a little bit lightheaded. That's my own fault. But the tobacco, regardless of how fast I've been puffing on it, it's still a very good flavor. This is a very high quality tobacco. I really like it. So it sounds interesting to you. Plantation Evening. 2 thumbs up from me. Very good tobacco all around. So anyway, that is it. Thank you for watching.